All right, what is up? This is Jeff of the Dirt Sailor Squad. What we are, we're a group of Coast Guard veterans who get together to do a weekly podcast. This is called Coffee Break. We have a midweek podcast we do call Coffee Break, and we have a bigger show that we do on the weekends that we call Happy Hour. So joining us today now is Rob. I've known Rob for 20 plus years. We served together on the USCGC Cutter Campbell. Joining us from Pennsylvania. How are you doing, man?
Very good, buddy. Very good. Just
good.
Surviving the apocalypse. Haven't had to arm and fight zombies off yet, so we're just hoping it stays that way.
I do have a story on that, and we can catch up to that later. But yeah, zombies might be more real than what we know. John. Now, I didn't serve in the Coast Guard with John, but he is my cousin, distant cousin, who we have got connected with through social media over the past probably 7 years, maybe.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, and he and I, we have gotten uniquely close as any two cousins, I would say, could get. Well,
yeah, exactly.
We're not kissing cousins. we're not kissing cousins. But no, we're buddies. We're buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how are you doing, man?
Man, doing pretty good. Can't complain too much, really. Just riding out quarantine like everybody else.
Indeed, riding it out. So I was talking to John before we started about I know I was on the last show that we did. I was like, oh, I'm so anxious. I'm just freaking out. It's completely opposite now. I'm just got the bliss. I just feel totally defeated in everything. Like, I can't look forward to anything right now. It's just walking around wearing my same clothes. No, I did put on new clothes today. That's not the case every day.
No.
And the gym's being closed. Yeah, it's too cold to ride my bike. I don't ride below 50 degrees. And
easy. Let's put a sweater on or something.
No, man, that wind starts hitting your face. Your teeth start getting cold.
Well, listen,
your hands start going numb. No, I don't ride below 50 degrees.
You'll be just fine, I promise.
Yeah, right.
We go every day.
Yeah, I'm on no kind of routine, and maybe I should get on one. But I don't know. Routines stress me out.
But it'll help you with depression.
It's true.
It'll break up through, it may be a routine, but I swear, getting outside sometimes, the force is getting out there. Once you start walking, that's not the problem anymore.
No, exactly. My wife and I have been taking the dog for a walk around the neighborhood fairly regularly, at least a couple times a week. So it does feel good to do that. That's for sure.
Take the cat out for a walk, Jeff.
The cat. My cat doesn't even like being picked up. Like
I know.
He's afraid of outside. Yeah.
Film that. All of a sudden, you're like that sheriff that got attacked that was trying to adopt that cat.
Yeah. Oh, so what I was alluding to what did we say? Hold on, let me get back to that. What were we talking about just a minute ago?
Zombies.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was, zombies, but I didn't want to necessarily jump to that because I read something in the news today, and just the headline. It says scientists confirm first case of COVID-19 transmitted from corpses. Yep. And there's been more than one.
Study disease, that's not a surprise. Like, I don't understand. Like, diseases don't die with the person.
Right. It's true.
Exactly. It's going to take us out. It
stays alive on cardboard. It's going to stay alive for a certain amount of time on a dead body.
Exactly.
That is true.
Well, and even for longer because they've got organic material to continue to feed on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say feed on, but you know what I mean. Survive in.
Well, in the first Night of the Living Dead, wasn't it the reason why it was started because they burned bodies in a morgue?
Man, dude, it's been probably 15 years since the last time I watched that. I don't
I think
I thought
that they
was
burned
that it?
because it started from the graveyard because
Yeah.
the mortuary burned the bodies and then the smoke went up out of the chimney.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if I've ever seen the first Night of the
Oh,
Living.
it's really good, dude. It's
Yeah?
worth watching.
Yeah.
Definitely worth
The
watching.
black
You know
and
how
white one.
That guy lost out on that whole idea. You know why?
Yeah.
Didn't copyright the poster.
Romero?
The idea. Whoever it was that came
Yeah,
up
George Romero?
with the first Night of the Living Dead.
Really?
They didn't copyright it. That's why you have the whole zombie thing that people are biting off, and it's not just his idea.
Oh, well, and zombies in the first place aren't necessarily his idea. Like, they were in voodoo as
But I mean,
well.
the whole
So,
Night of the Living Dead coming after to eat people
right,
with brains and
right.
shoot them in the head, like all of that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean before
The
that
fairly
it was
standard zombie lore.
it was mummies. Mummies were the
That's true.
thing years ago, and
It's kind of true too.
yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing. Something I read something on that once that it was because it wasn't
Huh.
copyrighted.
Oh, that's
the
interesting.
poster
I didn't know that.
That's why people were biting off the whole idea.
Huh. You know, I've seen the original Night of the Living Dead, but I've never seen the original Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn?
I just realized that. I haven't seen that.
Dawn of the Dead. Is that the one that takes place in the shopping mall?
That sounds right. Came out like in the 70s or 80s.
The little girl, right? No.
Ooh,
I don't know.
See, I didn't see the one that took place in the set. I watched the remake, which I thought was still fine. That came out in like 2003, probably. 2002.
That sounds about right. Mid 2000s,
It had
somewhere in there.
Sarah Polley in it, and it may have had Ving Rhames.
Man,
She
I don't
was
even know.
Yeah, Sarah Polley. She was in Go. If you saw Go, great movie. Did you ever watch it?
Oh, back in like a late 90s there, 98, 99, something like that.
Yeah. It was.
Remember that? It's been a long time.
Adults, yeah, it was a crazy story. It was almost like a teenage version of Pulp Fiction, but it wasn't like She's All That kind of
right
teen version. It was actually amped up. I mean, there was a cool ecstasy scene in it. I mean, there was some
gangsters. What are you guys talking about?
Last weekend, man. Where were you? Like, this is how we did it.
We had the Dirt Sailors rave. Glow sticks and shit.
You know what? I didn't get the invite.
Missed out.
I've been somewhat blocked.
Yeah. Did you say you've been blocked?
Yeah. You guys blocked me.
Oh, blocked.
Blocked.
I thought you said blocked. I was talking about how I've been blocked this past week. I just feel like I don't know, like a giant paperweight.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I told you got to come up with a purpose every day. You got to find a way to break it up.
Oh, dude, I actually have a decent gym set in my basement.
Yeah, that's pretty
cool. It's dark and gray, and
gotta get down there.
I am. After this podcast, I am actually going to break. Well, I do use my punching bag sometimes, but I've gotten a lot more stuff down there. So I'm going to do more besides punch and kick, and I'm going to do 40 minutes of kettlebell workout. Nice. Kettlebell. I always call it kettlebell. It's kettlebell. Yeah. The Bowflex kettlebell I have is really nice too, because like the Bowflex dumbbells, it works the same where it's on a dial.
It's like adjustable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it goes up to 40 pounds and it goes from 5 to 40.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, what happened to the Star Wars background? I thought we were going to do Star Wars background.
That was DC. That was DC.
Oh, DC comic.
Yeah.
Man.
I haven't even looked onto doing that. I just saw that it was in the news, and I thought that seems funny.
Yeah.
No.
Not too shabby.
Oh. So, Larson, how have you been this week, man?
Yeah.
Trying to get, I got Zippy's contact information. I got the, the other email from the post office. I have to provide them with 3 contacts, non-family members. So I've been on the phone. I called my old sergeant, and he's like, well, per policy, he's like, I can't give references. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So
there you go. You got Gluff now. You got Rodriguez. There you go. Stand up, dude.
Yes.
well, I needed reputable people. At least I got Zippy, and then we got Jonathan. The fucking Tiger King shit. I'm surprised he doesn't have a fucking crazy background up right now. So
I thought about it.
they investigate stuff. It's just like I have to leave certain thing out of the loop.
So I'm not even a contender?
He's afraid of what you'll say.
Oh, he muted himself.
I don't think he. Let me unmute him. Christian, you there?
No.
Jeez, dude. No, let me try to unmute him.
I'm afraid you'll say about drinking the blood of babies or something like that.
Yeah.
Adrenochrome.
I don't know. I can't seem to unmute him.
He has to unmute himself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he muted himself by accident. Hey, Christian, I think you're muted, bud.
Yeah, you got to click your screen.
Yes.
It'll look
Everyone
like
point at their ears. Christian. Christian. He's just staring.
I got no Christian in my headphones.
No, I'm staring at his picture. Actually, I think his picture might be frozen. Or else he is just really staring.
Looks like it's frozen now, yeah. Yeah, right. It's death stare.
Okay.
It's like we might have lost him.
Yeah, we may have. It's okay.
Let's get an F in the chat, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if he knows how to work the chat.
I know. He does.
He does?
I just hit the one. Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me one last week.
Okay. I just messaged him.
There we go. Yeah, I saw the group chat.
He's getting multiple calls. There he is.
John, so you got anything for us today, man?
Oh, not really. I haven't been keeping up on the news quite as much here lately. Been too distracted with video games.
Yeah. What video game are you playing?
Right now, Final Fantasy VII. I think I just beat it. I paused it right before the cutscene after the boss fight. So I just fought Sephiroth. So I think.
How many hours you got logged into that?
Almost 50.
Oh, that's
almost
not
50.
I know.
Well. So, are you familiar with the original Final Fantasy VII at all?
I've never played it, but I know they played it when they were at our house. Rodriguez had one, I think they had like 40 or 50 hours.
Oh, dude!
Like
in total, I had over 300 hours in the original. My main file was a little over 100 hours, but everybody was maxed out. Like I had just the stupidest loadout, like kill everything. I killed all the optional bosses. It was disgusting. I spent way too much time on that game. But so this one is just the original game was 3 CDs, and this one is just basically the first disc of the original one. So it's not even the whole game yet. They're going to keep releasing probably 2 more.
Make more money, $60 a piece, sell it to everybody. That's $150 million a week going in their pocket. Might as well.
Yep, it's true. So, but it's good. They did a great job with recreating it and not being all shitty and blocky like the original one's graphics were. So it's pretty cool. Been really happy with it.
Nice.
Good times. And I was playing, speaking of zombies, I had been playing the Resident Evil 3 remake right before that too. So played through that, cleared that out, platinum trophy, whole 9 yards, done. Good times. Love that game. So
last video game I bought, and it's but it was Wii, is the Black Ops with the zombie one.
Gotcha. Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was the last video game I ever bought. And that's when I realized they were like $60 a piece, and I was like, oh. And I probably played it for hour and a half, 2 hours. That was
shit. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty. They're like the Michael Bay of video games.
Yeah.
It's
just, the kids always asking me what to do. They were just not. They were just not a.
No actual script, just all bang them up.
Yep, exactly. That's Call of Duty in
Yeah.
a nutshell. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
There's some first person shooter, like more adventure type games that I like to play. Like the BioShock series is really great. Dishonored's pretty solid. The Metroid Prime games, but for the most part, like military style first person shooters kind of bore the shit out of me.
Yeah,
So did we lose Larson?
I think so. He's definitely
Yeah.
stuck where he is.
Yeah, I texted him twice, and it looks like he may be gone. Sorry. We will go on this.
That your phone? Wow.
Angry.
Different shit.
Are you doing a work call?
No.
Did you rush and push me off the fucking computer in that area so you can just fuck around?
Yeah. Because I did everything else while you were fucking around. So therefore.
My work is not fucking around, so don't be a fucking
Well,
prick.
talking to the Girl Scout lady probably is. I would assume.
Awkward turtle.
I can hit
Awkward
your
turtle.
fucking hole while you're stuck in this
Well, then-
fucking thing.
Well, then stop
Victoria's Girl
bitching.
Scout shit is not fucking bullshit.
Hey, tell Danielle thank you because we haven't had the drama segment yet, and she worked it in just fine.
Shut up.
She said, "Shut up."
Oh shit.
Listen,
Oh,
there's a
you-
divider now. I have closed the
that.
door. And there really isn't a door, but
You want to see it stabbed in the fucking neck?
we will fight to the death and put it on. For you.
As long as we have a special effects person there to assist, absolutely.
Lightsabers.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so
Oh, shit.
all right, so looking for my sound effects.
I don't know if she still has it on her phone, but my wife used to have the Alex Jones soundboard app on her phone where you can just
Oh,
play
really?
ridiculous Alex Jones phrases. Fucking great.
Ah,
I'm coming. That's my favorite, the best one. Alex Jones yelling, "I'm coming."
Now, who's Alex Jones?
he used to own.
You
what
know
was
Alex
the name?
Jones.
Yeah, what was the name of the network that got kicked off?
InfoWars.
InfoWars. Yeah.
Yeah.
InfoWars. But it
First
wasn't
became
just that.
famous for he had a movie about 9/11 called Loose Change back in like 2005-ish. That was the first time I heard of him.
No, I think I'm thinking of the other guy, the Bowling for Columbine guy. You're not.
Oh,
talking
Michael
about
Moore.
Michael
no.
Moore.
No,
Oh, those are opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
that?
literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Alex
so-
Jones is like super right-wing conspiracy theorist.
Oh, like talk show guy.
Yeah, he
Kinda,
had he had the Alex Jones show, which he lost, and he lost InfoWars, and a
Mhm.
lot of it had to do is because he made up all that BS about
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, yeah,
Mhm.
he made up a whole conspiracy about it, and millions of people bought into it
Mhm.
and created all these YouTube channels. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to try to connect some dots, there are dots to be connected, but at the same time, little kids died, you know, and he just crossed a line with, yeah.
Remember when that happened? Like I just turned on the news at work and I was like, holy shit, there was a shooting.
Yep.
Dude I was working with, it's like, what? I'm like, seriously, turn it on. And he was
Mhm.
like, we went in and it was like, because I work at a college, we were doing the dorm at the time, and there was like
Yeah.
a big 75-inch TV down there.
Oh shit.
I was like, whoa.
Dude.
Yeah, we sat there and probably watched it for like an hour and a half. I was like, holy shit.
Man. Yeah.
That was something else.
So
Yeah, so-
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say more about Alex Jones. We don't need to.
Yeah, we've given him enough time on this show. He doesn't need it anymore.
He's entertaining, but crazy as shit.
Sometimes that's fun. Oh,
Okay, it's that time. It's our top 10 list.
Oh, nice.
If you've heard that tune before, it's also our game show theme. So I'll look for another one, but we got the soundboard right now, and whatever, it works.
we'll do the
Okay.
chicka, 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 chicka.
Now, I'm not going to read the entire story, so you can stop and comment along the way. But This one is top terrifying facts about airplanes. Okay, so number 10, regardless of where you purchase your seat, and no matter what you might think, there is no safest seat. So every plane crash is unique, and the safest seat is impossible to calculate until the plane wreck actually occurs. So keep that in mind. The most advantageous position will be dependent on whatever type of accident there is. So if you're in a water wreck, yeah, I think you're kind of toast. And the back engine blows and you hit the bottom, people towards the back. But yeah, there absolutely is no safest seat at all. So
Yeah.
I white knuckle it on airplanes. I don't like airplanes. I fly a lot, and I usually about the last 7 to 10 minutes of a flight is when I actually calm down. But I don't like flying at all. No, there is nothing that makes sense about riding in a giant tube filled with rocket fuel. 35,000.
Hey, we got Christian back.
Is he here? Is he here?
Oh,
There
did you
he
guys
is.
hear my entire conversation or no?
No, we
No,
haven't
no.
done
When
it.
were you talking? We all texted you.
Yeah.
No, Fishy called me.
Oh.
Why did he call? He knew we were going to be on right now. I just had a
No,
conversation
he was.
with him.
I actually called him earlier because I needed him as a reference. Sorry, Jeff.
Huh?
But it was one of those things. So anyhow, no, he's just finishing up. He had to take a break from his, I don't know, his Zoom class and all that shit. Because I texted him a couple hours ago, and that's what it came down to move forward in the post office job. So
Okay. Well, right now, Christian, we are on a top 10 list, and we just read our first one, which is number 10. And you can throw out your opinion on it or the commentary. But number 10 on the list is on an airplane, there is no safest seat.
there's no.
There's no safest seat.
There's no safe place to be
Yeah.
all the time.
This doesn't have to be done till tomorrow. That's Daddy's.
I think he's
Yeah.
contemplating because it's screaming.
No, there actually is a safe spot on a plane.
Where?
Yeah.
It is, and depending on, so now you have to look at this way. Is it going to be a water crash or a land crash?
Well, that's
Asked and answered. So we did talk about that. And I mean, there is no right way for a plane to crash. So, if the engines go out and they're taking off.
Look at fucking Sully.
Sully?
that was a landing. That wasn't
Yeah,
crap.
that was a landing.
Well, I mean, if you're going to nosedive into the ground or the water, I mean, there's no safe seat.
Listen, they were in the
Yeah,
Hudson. That is the most filthiest fucking place. I would have rather landed in a fucking sewer.
But they say the seat or the row that is actually the most safest is the seat right in front of the wings by the window.
Interesting.
Because if you look at the plane, 2 rows ahead of you, there's an emergency exit on either side, and 4 rows behind you, behind the plane, there's always an emergency exit on top of the back of the plane and the front of the plane. So yes, there is actually a safe seat.
Huh, that makes a lot of sense the way you put it. It
Yeah.
really does.
Wow. Larson is good for knowledge once in a while.
Yeah, believe me.
That makes a lot of sense, man. I agree.
Okay, so number nine, moving on. Number 9, the toilet is not the dirtiest place. The location people go to
no.
relieve themselves is not the dirtiest place on the plane, is surely an alarming statistic. In 2015,
No, it actually is, because you have the baby changing tables,
yes.
and people do not clean it. So yes, the bathrooms are filthy.
Okay.
Because
Number one on the list on filthiest things in an airplane is not the bathroom. It is the seat back trays where the most healthy bacteria colonize place on the aircraft. So that's 8 times higher than the flush handles of the.
which that makes sense
Yeah,
because
it's 2155 CFUs per square inch, and that's 8 times higher than the flush handles.
People eat, people vomit on them. And just,
Yeah.
well, it's not even vomiting. You got to understand those cleaning crews come in, and they're only there for 15 minutes, and the only thing they pick up is the trash out of the seat backs and on the floor. So they don't wipe down all the trays.
Yeah, you know.
So it's a time thing where they don't have the luxury to wipe it down.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I think they just dust it off, and
They don't do that.
They don't even give it a good once over.
No, they don't even do that shit.
They probably don't have the time to.
Yeah,
like you said, they only got like 15 minutes.
Person
that is true.
Disembarking an air flight,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the cleaning crews. They just run through the seats because they have to turn around for the next flight.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not pulling down the tray tables and wiping them down and throwing them back up and do the little clip thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like whoever sneezed and coughed and picked their nose and wiped their ass because the toilet paper ripped, are grabbing the tray tables.
They're grabbing the tray table. There you go.
So number 8, that plastic wrap blanket might not be new.
Yeah. Why the hell would you want a plastic?
Oh, that is true.
And it said Wall Street
recycle them.
Wall Street Journal's unit of investigative journalists found that the majority of these polyester fleeces are washed merely once each 5 to 30 days.
That is true.
Yeah, it
that.
gets used a couple times a flight, and minimum 5 days before it goes in, maximum about 30. So they just rebag them.
Well, I'm going mobile because Larson's making me want to have a cigarette.
Nah.
Don't do mobile. Don't do mobile.
Yes.
Just smoke in the house. Just alpha male it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Zippy, you should take off that Bud Light fucking t-shirt because Bud Light sucks.
oh yeah, listen there, Natural Ice. Don't tell me.
Natural ice.
Oh yeah.
He's drinking one right now.
I saw it.
You
Hell
can
yeah.
tell.
Ooh.
Okay.
Take me back to my
Natural
college
Ice.
days.
Yeah, I never drank natural anything.
That was the big beer on our campus was Natty Light.
No, when we all hung out, we drank Busch Light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ice House. Ice House 30
Ice
rack.
House.
Yeah,
fucking
Ice House and Busch Light.
Dude, that was like the hot drink. I remember fucking being at Zippy and Suter's place, and it's like, oh, Zima galore.
Zima.
No, I never
I
did.
was just right out of high school when I joined the Coast Guard. So yeah, Zima was still fucking big.
Listen,
Yeah.
we all drank it. There was definitely no qualms about it. We played beer pong, so nobody even really tasted.
No, and
Chugged it.
everybody got all fucked up.
We would go through 4 to 5 30-packs a night.
Damn.
That was Wednesday.
Yeah, I remember when we just started foregoing buying the 30 packs and just eggs on the regular.
Hold on 1 second. I got an idea.
Okay, I'm gonna put a pause.
Remote helps.
Okay, mine are glitched there, and we are
Hey,
back.
why don't you go back into the room by the bed because they have the dildo on the floor.
Was there one?
Like, look at it. It's under the little table. If I can blow it up, it's just like if you really look at it,
Nice.
There is
sticking out
definitely
mattress.
not one on the floor. You said that to me before, but that is definitely not.
Dude,
Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
your bedroom antics should not be in this podcast anymore. So you need to police your area.
Yeah.
figure
My
out
area is police.
what your background is. I mean, we had Jonathan with the, the Tiger King thing. And I told him him that the tiger's eyes were bleeding, and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Is that some sort of euphemism I'm not familiar with?
Okay, so moving down the list of, again, let me repeat the top 10 list. We've only gone through three of them. The top 10 list is the 10 terrifying facts about airplanes, and we are on number 7. It doesn't need serious further conversation because I think it's something that we all know is pilots sometimes fall asleep at the controls.
Sure.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
all sleep.
yeah.
It's like, we all slept on duty, and you have the pilot and the co-pilot. So if you have long flights, they recline that shit. I've been on a 47, and believe me, as an engineer, you recline that stuff back because you have to go out on a search and rescue case, and you have to go next 12 hours, and you just rotate. So yes, they do sleep on the job.
yeah, yeah.
I have actually disclosed that in a lot of my my law enforcement packets, and it's like, oh, you slept on the job? It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah. I was in one of those little planes once to South Carolina, and I could see like the pilot because there was maybe 25 people that could fit on the plane.
Yeah.
And we saw them. They had like their hands up and they're rested and they were talking, facing each other. Like they weren't watching where they were going. It's just autopilot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The smallest commercial plane I flew on, I was going from DC to Providence. And it was about a 2-hour flight, but we never lost sight of ground, as in we can see the streets the whole time. There was only, on one side, there was only one person on one side next to one window. Then there were 2 people on the other side. So I think at most there was probably about 20, 25 people on that entire flight. There was only one airline attendant. And yeah, that was a really small one.
Oh, I flew on a 6-passenger one time for Menards.
Wow.
Yeah,
How far?
From Evansville, Indiana, up to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, to the headquarters.
Was it a nice plane?
No, not really. It was
No.
pretty old, and
What you flying a fucking like a bush pilot, Alaskan bush pilot with the big rubber wheels?
Dude, right? That's what it felt like. Like it was the weirdest fucking plane I've ever been on before. But it was me, my assistant manager, and then the managers from the Marion, Illinois store and the managers from the Princeton, Indiana store. So there were 6 of us. That was it. Well, and obviously the pilot. But
That's not a lot of people.
nope. And every single manager with Menards, any department manager and up has to fly to Eau Claire at least once a year.
So that's a trip you do regularly?
Oh, not anymore. I mean, I haven't worked for Menards for almost 8 years now.
Oh, okay.
But when I was working for them,
Are you
yeah.
drinking a Clamato?
What?
Are you drinking a Clamato?
No. It's a Coke Zero.
Oh.
Yeah.
Christian, speaking of Clamatos, the first time I had one, it was you and I. We were in Halifax, and we were in a hotel, and we went down. It was like a Saturday or Sunday morning, and we asked for Bloody Marys, and they said, no, this is Canada. We do Caesars here. And you and I think it was your first one too. And I remember she diced it all up, got it nice and spicy. And I think that was the first time I ever remember drinking vodka at 10 in the morning. And we had a lot of them. They were really good.
That was when
It
your
was
shirt
a nice
lit on
hotel.
fire.
I actually
That was the same
I
trip
do
as, I
remember
caught my
that
shirt on
because
fire.
I do remember we were at the hotel room
I was fucking hungover.
in that, I don't know, Prince Edward, because we got
It's
a
a
big
casino.
suite. Remember that? And we went down, and you and I were both hungover, and I still actually have photos of because there was snow on the ground.
Yeah, there was a blizzard. It shut a lot of Halifax down while we were there.
But like now, ever since that, 23 years ago, I don't order Bloody Marys. I order Caesars.
No place does Clamato juice. Though.
And you know what? It just comes down to the salt content.
Yeah.
It's a better drink. But John,
They're actually not
Yeah.
disgusting.
so this is the story of when Zippy was just talking about it when I caught my sweater on fire.
Okay.
So Christian and I said, or he said, you want to do a flaming Dr. Pepper shot? And I had already been drinking. We had been drinking since like 10 that morning.
Okay.
And
We
so-
all were. We all
Yeah,
woke up and went down there.
Yeah, so this was a pool hall that was probably around dinner time, if not later. It was evening. I do know that. It wasn't late night. But he's
No,
like,
you lit it on in the morning. It was a morning
No.
when you lit your thing on fire.
No, it wasn't. But anyway, regardless.
No.
So Christian asked to do a flaming Dr. Pepper shot. I had never
Okay.
even heard of it. I may have
No,
heard of
it wasn't a flaming Dr. Pepper. It was a flaming Sambuca shot.
Well, don't you drop the Sambuca in something else? And
No,
Then
what
No,
happened
you had to
was-
blow it out.
oh,
No.
yeah.
This is
blow it
the M&R, you know, Mr. that big guy, that ensign. They rented out the pool hall, and
Mhm.
I know about flaming Sambuca shots from Jersey because we used to do them.
Okay.
So Jeff and I, and Jeff's in this because it was cold,
I did
and
one
he
too.
has like this tan and black fuzzy kind of like wool sweater on.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like the fibers.
And I told him before we did it,
grabbed my shot.
I don't
So-
think it's a good idea. I said, I know I'm going to mess this thing up.
And I said, you'll be fine.
Like,
Blow it
have
out
to
and put the shot.
across the rim of the shot.
Yeah.
So I blew mine out.
I
And
blew
as
mine
I'm
out.
taking mine, what does Jeff do? He blows
Panic.
down into it.
Oh, and that
So
spread.
it's-
Oh.
It caught my whole sweater on fire. I was running around the pool hall with a
Holy shit.
I
sweater
threw a
on
picture
fire.
of beer at
Dude,
you
it
to
was
put it
the
out.
funniest shit in the world. And that's the first. I mean,
Holy
you know how you
shit.
puff
Biggest disaster
something
ever.
and it goes into your nose and it burns your nasal cavities.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like wailing his arms, and I'm trying to
He's going
pat him
like
down, laughing my ass off.
And the flames are getting bigger. I threw a pitcher of beer on him to put it out. And he was
Just
pissed
say-
that he was wet. And then I made him buy another pitcher of beer because I wasted a pitcher of beer.
Fair.
That was a
shit.
funny day.
That's
And then he
hilarious.
couldn't even change, so he had to be wet the whole time. because we were
Yeah,
all-
we stayed out all night.
Oh,
So-
shit.
Yeah.
Props to you for staying out after that, because I'd been fucking done after that. Nope, going home, done.
There
Well,
was no
not.
home to go to. You
No,
had to
we
go
were in
outside.
hotels. But fortunate enough, just an hour or two later, I was still with these guys, and Zippy ran into some Molly, and that changed the course of the evening.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Hell yes.
I lost my glasses in a rave, and it felt like Indiana Jones. Remember that one with the diamond was getting kicked around? I was
Yeah.
on the floor, and people were like, "What are you doing, bro?" I was like, "I lost my glasses." They were like, "Oh, your glasses, let's help." So then there was now probably 15 or 20 people that are extremely out of their minds.
Rolling around while rolling.
warriors. We're friendship warriors.
And
Dude, Zippy, the rubber dildo is still creeping out from under the bed.
dude, it is not what you think it is. I'm telling you.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go over there and find
Okay,
it.
when you go back to the room, you have to
Really
dig.
zooming in on
So,
this shit. You know,
Number 6 on the list of top 10 terrifying facts about airplanes. You may be flying with only one engine,
Mhm.
even on transatlantic flights.
Yeah,
They're designed now where they can all fly on one engine. Ideally, you do want all 4 or 6 of them working. Oh, 6? Do they have 6 or the most they have is 4? Regardless, yeah, even if a dual failure occurred, a plane can perfectly glide without. So, yeah, so I don't really think it. I mean, no one wants to be on a plane with one engine, but
It happens.
Yep.
Mute it, man. Mute it. Hey, Zippy, when you walk through your house, mute.
There we go.
Yeah, that works. Okay. So number 5 on the list is turbulence is getting worse. I didn't read this one, so I'll just read it now. Umpteen airbound travelers are aware of the unfortunate scenario, a sudden public announcement, a maddening dash to fasten seatbelts and the top of the drinks on the floor. Air turbulence is already a nuisance and it won't be succumbing anytime soon. Scientists now believe that the extreme turbulence is due to increase by several 100% in the crowded airspace over North America, Europe, and the North Pacific and whatever. So I had air turbulence. One was not a good one. I was on my honeymoon. We were coming back from Dublin, and we had been in the air maybe 10 minutes, and all of a sudden our jet just took a knock, and then we did a roll, and we were almost completely upside down for a second, and it felt like we were going to crash. And the pilot came on and said that, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry. There was actually a jet not even 20 miles ahead of us, and we just flew into its backwash. And still, we missed the jet by 20 miles an hour. Who's flying, at 600 miles an hour? Or by 20 miles, that's going about 600 miles an hour. So we probably just misairs on it, and our pilot had no idea it was even in the air.
No, you know what it comes down to?
What?
Is chemtrails.
What's a chemtrail?
It's the
You know what
exhaust.
chemtrails are?
The exhaust that they leave out. You know when you see like in the sky a rocket going or
Well, yeah. Well, that was what they said it was.
No, they're putting metals into our atmosphere. That's why we have all types of crazy weather patterns. Chemtrails, the military, the government is spraying these, I guess they're phosphorus metals into our atmosphere. That's why we have severe weather at times. Look up chemtrails.
Yeah, it's got to be less now, though. I think there's less flights going around.
Okay,
Look
and
at HARP.
so
You
this
want about HARP? We can talk about HARP.
I've heard all about HARP.
Jonathan knows about HARP.
Yeah,
That's why he
I'm
laughed.
familiar with HARP and chemtrails both.
Yeah.
So that'll be the next discussion. I don't know about that, but I'm interested.
But by the way, before you start, I have to leave in like 5 minutes. I have a 2:00 meeting I was just brought into.
Okay. All right. Well, we will try to. Okay, I got it.
You guys can keep going. I just got to go. That's all.
Yeah. So number 4 on the
Are
list.
you gonna put on a
Jesus Christ, Chris?
Bud Light shirt?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on. I'm not changing.
YOLO.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so number 4 on the list is something that I knew, and you guys probably knew as well. And if you didn't, the water is not so crystal clean on airplanes. A 2009 airline water study test investigated the quality of tap water in both major and regional U.S. carriers, and the researchers were in for a startling conclusion. They found that varying levels of E. coli and coliform, both of which are present in feces, in the aircraft's Atom carrier.
Well,
Yeah, so it sits around. It just sits forever, and there's really no kind of filtering
they don't
process.
empty it and then fill it up and
Nah, they just fill it. So that's the same water they make your coffee, your tea, your ice. So yeah, just stay away. Bottles and cans is all you really want to drink in. And when they give you that, when they give you that cup of ice, just I don't ever ask for it. I just ask for a can of whatever. But
drink vodka. Works.
Yeah. Number 3 on the list. Your food may have been cooked 3 days before you consume it on board.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I can't think of the last time I've eaten food on an airplane.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly on the overseas one. But yeah. So the standard violation over transatlantic flights for 4 years was about 1,500 food violations. That's a shit ton. Yeah, that was and that's done. Experienced by the FDA.
I don't know. Half the time, I think the most money I spent on an airplane flight from Newark to Phoenix was like $130.
No, I went from
Nice.
Newark to London.
And I was buying food. Me and this girl, we got drunk off our asses.
Well, not London, but I went to Manchester, England, and that's when I was on British Airways, and it was an overnight because I figured we'd sleep, but then I found out British Airways does not charge you for alcohol. And so I stayed up the whole time. Like, the wife woke up and there was empty cans and bottles. I was like, she's like, "Did you
Oh,
sleep?"
that's
I was like,
awesome.
"Well, no." I was like, "They give you free drinks," and I was the only one awake. So they were just like, "Can we get you another one?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
They don't charge for alcohol? Holy shit.
Well, this
Seriously?
is 2002,
Okay.
so I don't know if they do now, but they didn't then. And I was like,
Man.
because I went to give him money, and it
I
like,
was
"Oh,
on
no."
I was on a Delta flight that went overseas, and they didn't charge me the whole time.
Well, see, yeah, and I
Oh,
paid like
shit.
$600
Yeah.
for the ticket, like
That makes sense.
Yeah.
For both tickets.
Hey, Zippy,
What?
who's the little one that snatched up the dildo from under the bed and ran out of the
There
room?
is no dildo under the bed, you fucking degenerate.
Dude, I tell you what, the little one just grabbed it and ran.
Swinging it around.
Yeah,
Sword.
Yeah.
not,
Oh my God.
that is not what happens here.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so number 2 on the list is you may only have 90 seconds to escape a burning plane. So, Christian, I don't know if your seat jammed against the window is the right seat for this, because I definitely want an aisle. What the hell? Sound effects? That is the sicking dog. Okay, and number 1 on the list is your oxygen mask will only last between 12 and 20 minutes. What in the hell is going on for 20 minutes while you need an oxygen mask? Hopefully you've gotten off the plane by then. But
No, they want you to be euphoric.
20
Exactly.
minutes?
I agree with
20
Zippy.
minutes?
They want
Only have
you
20 minutes?
to-
Oxygen
want you
gets
to-
you high.
Yeah, exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a plane of calming and euphoria. It's not supposed to help you breathe. It's just supposed to keep everyone calm so no one flips shit.
Okay, so that is our top 10 list.
Woo.
All right.
Oh, yeah. No applause meter for that. Zippy, you need to work on getting a headset and a microphone, buddy.
Yeah, and a desk lamp.
What's that?
And a desk lamp.
No, we
No,
don't want
you're
the light
fine. You're
fucking
fine.
shining on you.
I am having a light shine on me.
Well, like we're Yingling or something, like something other than.
I'll make sure my beer choices are better
God, you
fit
make
for
fun of
your
my
refined
my
palate there
natural
now.
Your Bud Light is fucking piss water.
Well, what do you think natural ice is?
It's
That's
better
the
than
dirty
piss
caca water.
It
That's
comes from
the water you get from the airplane. That's what
It comes from the gods. Natural light comes from the gods.
Oh.
What god do you worship? Because fuck your god, you know?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I know you only have a few minutes, but did anyone see the last show and the editing? Intro, outro. Did anyone watch it at all?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
What, Christian?
What you posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one we did. Did you see how it was edited together a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I get it. I get the little edited, but it's still the hour in like half. I thought you did like something that like you did like.
There was
like,
an intro. I saw the
Yeah, I
there's an
seen
intro
the
animation and
like,
stuff like that.
You know, the water in the beach and
Yeah.
shit.
And there's something at the tail end of it too.
Goes into the entire conversation with Carlos, right? Or is
Yeah.
that what the one we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Carlos
Yeah,
did.
yeah, the episode we did with Carlos, right?
Yeah.
What did you
Every time
want?
I click on it, I seen what you did, which it was actually pretty cool. But then it just goes into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zippy, if you're on here, mute. Zippy, if you're on here, mute your crap, dude.
All right. Well, no, I gotta go. Actually, I got.
Oh, I didn't know you were still here. I thought you had left.
No,
I thought
no.
you had left. Okay.
Yeah. No. I can put it on mute, but I don't know how long this will take. So.
Or just hang up. No, I thought you were gone, and I thought I was only hearing you because I'm not seeing you right now.
No. I'll go. I'll check back to see. I don't know how long this meeting's gonna last, but.
Yeah. No, we'll probably wrapping it up soon.
All right, fellas. So I will sign off. But
all right, see you on Saturday. Saturday show.
Saturday, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. So take it easy.
Okay, change your shirt, Zippy.
I'm gonna wear an even worse one next time for you. I'm gonna find.
Yeah, I want to see Yingling.
I don't think I have Yingling. I think I just have a lot of Bud Light. My buddy's a Budweiser guy.
Get one. You're from Pennsylvania. Shirt. It's the oldest brewery in Pennsylvania, so get a Yingling.
Oldest brewery in America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's only about an hour from me.
Nice.
You know what?
I've been to the Tampa one. I've never been to the one in Pennsylvania, though.
Yeah, I never went to the Tampa one.
The Tampa one was pretty cool.
I don't like Yingling, so I had no reason to go.
Oh, I like the lager. It's good.
Yeah, I like the black and tan a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Zippy, change your shirt. Get the dildo off the floor.
I even got the Budweiser hat for you too, brother.
Dilly.
Oh, yeah, I can't see the hat. What does it say?
Dilly.
Dilly.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, take it easy.
All right, man.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, Christian. So what were you saying about the Carlos show?
The what?
You said
like everything that you posted, like I seen like the beach, the intro, you playing music, and then I thought you were gonna do like the edited version.
No, like just it's the whole conversation.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's what like Jeff and I talked, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do certain kind of like cut and paste, and I mean it was fine.
Yeah, you can break it down into clips, like some of the highlights of it.
Yeah,
post those alongside the full thing.
But it was I never got like any kind of highlights. I just got like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
What
I
Jeff
haven't started doing that.
I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was cool. But what I got like on Facebook and things of, on our group chat, it was like, okay, you did that. And then it was like our hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I thought, because I think you said that you were going to send me like the edited version.
Yeah, I didn't.
Edited mean like edited for content.
Yeah, edited doesn't mean condensed. It just means I did some editing to it to add some things to it.
Well, maybe like my brain wasn't thinking because I just fucking drink alcohol all day long.
Understandable.
Because there's nothing else to do except
there's not.
And things.
Maybe
you know what? Because it was actually good material to chop it up.
Oh, dude, the Carlos machete story? What the hell is that? Do you remember the story where I was just mentioning something in the news that happened with the machete fight in Kenya? And he's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, well, my fourth cousin, John the Baptist, took a machete to the head and got up and savagely went after two people. Like, you just beat my machete story. I wasn't looking for, any kind of competition on that.
Right.
You can bring something to it, not you just murdered my machete story.
No, that was actually pretty intense. And I'm like,
it was like, holy shit.
Are we listening to a Tiger King, like Puerto Rican machete story of death? Like, are we witnesses now?
Yeah. So, John, to recap, did you yes or no to this week's Tiger King episode?
I still haven't watched it yet. We watched an episode of Ozark last night, but
okay,
I didn't watch the new episode. I do need to watch that.
It's not an episode. It's a recap. It's a recap.
I thought it is.
Joe McHale from Talk Soup.
The Soup. Yeah, the Soup.
Yeah, so everybody. Well, it used to be called Talk Soup, but yeah, they didn't change it
Right,
to
but
Soup.
when he
Yeah.
hosted it, it was the soup.
No, when he hosted it, it changed name.
Yeah, to the
Hey.
soup.
Oh yeah, who was the other guy of Talk Soup?
Greg Kinnear.
Yeah, it was Greg Kinnear. That's
Mhm.
right. And I think Bobcat Goldthwait may have done a season of it.
Maybe. I'm not sure about
yeah,
that.
I think he did. So yeah,
Nice.
so Joe McHale does it, but it's all COVID-19 ish, so everybody's talking on cell phones. And then he's just interviewing people.
Sounds
So I mean,
kinda
it's
lame.
fine. Yeah, it wasn't an actual episode, but it's just a recap.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I guess we'll talk about it on Saturday once you've seen
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I'll watch
I
that for
know
sure.
Josh is gonna watch it, so at
Nice.
least we'll have that to talk about.
What
Perfect.
time is Saturday's episode?
So Saturday, I know you, Christian, you asked for different times, but the reason why I do 9:00 on Saturday is because I have young ones in the house and I can't get them bed before 8:00, and so they're usually asleep by 9. So between 8:30 and 9 is when they go down. So I like to start around 9:00 because I know that's pretty much guaranteed they'll be asleep.
They're children. You need to beat them. And say, hey, you guys will go to bed at 7:00 and lock them in the rooms.
Boom. Put the keys. Put the locks on the outside.
This is why I'm not a father. You're like, hey, fuckers, this is what it is. You're gonna get your shit together. I want hospital corners on your bed, but no.
Nice.
I try to with my nieces.
Right.
It doesn't happen. I remember the one time I watched my nieces years ago, in my sister's house, and they didn't want to clean their room. I opened up their windows and I started throwing all their toys out the window, and they were hysterical crying. Said, yep, this is what it is. Go outside and pick your shit up. Well, mom and dad, my sister and my brother-in-law came home. And they're like, what the fuck? Said, hey, they don't want to listen? This is what it is.
So you heard it here first. Not only is Christian a terrible person, but he's also a pretty shitty uncle. So
yeah. Pretty much. Everything in the
and
world.
that's it for this week's show. That's it.
Woo.
So say la vie, guys. Hey, it was a great coffee break, and we will catch up Saturday for happy hour. All right.
Nice.
All right. Hey, you guys have a good one.
You too, man.
Later.
All right.